Good evening once again. My name is Lady Raj, and this is the Dialogue with Lady Raj. Thank you so much for joining in this evening. And this evening promises to be very exciting while we learn and while we enjoy ourselves. Okay, so we're going to talk about a very controversial or not topic. And I have a very interesting personality that I'm going to be interacting with. But as always, we'll begin with a prayer because this is a Christian platform. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for tonight and we thank you for another opportunity to learn and another opportunity to teach and another opportunity to interact with each other. We pray that we'll all leave here better than we came, more informed than we came. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so this evening we are talking about packaging versus deception. I know that maybe some of you are wondering what this is all about. So I'm talking about makeup, I'm talking about shapewear, I'm talking about weave on. I'm talking about long hair. I'm talking about wigs. So there's a question I'm putting out there. You can share your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think it is deceiving for women to put on shapewear under their clothing? And what about makeup? I'm sure these are meant to enhance the way we look, right? Or do you think otherwise? This is what we are talking about tonight. And this evening we have none other. The last time that he came on, he was on fire and everyone loved him. And for this particular topic, I knew that he would be one of the best people to talk about it because he's so particular about certain things. So this evening we have once again Edem Havor. Edem Havor is a lecturer and sometimes he's a sports commentator. All right. Okay, so Edem, kindly unmute yourself and let's talk. Hello, Edem, are you there? Okay, so while we wait for Edem, let me just. Can someone contact?
Yes,
Can
I can
can
hear.
can you hear me? Oh,
Yes,
okay,
please.
okay, Edem, you are there. All right. So I know that I know that I know your spec. All right, you're my brother, so I know your spec. You have you have made sure that everybody around you knows your spec, and so let me put this question to you. You're laughing. You have not started the thing, you're laughing. Hmm. So you see this your spec,
Mm-hmm.
the way that you want everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just say it. I mean, for the sake of the discussion, I think I have to disclose it so that, I mean, people will know what I'm talking about. So my brother Edem here loves a very endowed woman. And by endowed, I mean somebody with a back axle, somebody with a protruding hip. But Edem, why are you laughing as if I'm lying? Am I lying?
Oh, my
Uh-huh.
sister, please
Somebody
proceed.
with a glorious past and a very promising future. So so Edem, you see somebody like that. I mean, the person looks exactly the way that you want them,
Mm-hmm.
and then another time you see the person, and then it's like something has changed. Or worse still, you marry this person, take the person home, and you realize that what you ordered is not what you got.
Was delivered.
So, in that case, what are you going to do before we even get into the discussion? You've already bought the item, paid for it, receipt has been given, and then you find out that the fried rice that you ordered, you never received it. You were given bounty. What will you do?
Thank you very much, and good evening to you and fellow listeners. To be very honest, due to the element of due diligence, I don't think that I would take something like that home, even pay for it in the first place. So for that, owing to due diligence, it won't even happen. So Tofiakwa.
Brab, no, hold on, no, please. The due diligence, no. How are you going to do it?
Oh, due diligence can be done in so many ways. We can literally walk into probably a gym, just say we are working out, and then over there, the fundamentals will expose you. So, definitely, I mean, there are so many ways of doing due diligence. So, that is just
Eh,
one of the ways.
the
Yes, please,
fundamentals will expose
will
you.
expose you, most
Please, I don't
definitely.
understand that kind of English. What do you mean?
What I mean is that when need be, you have to show working, and if the foundation be weak,
You have to show working.
you definitely show working.
Hey, man of God.
Mhm.
You. So,
At
all
least there
right.
is a
So,
man of God there, so at least the man too is important.
you're a man of God. We've heard you.
Mhm.
All right. So, let me just say this. I'm a woman, all right, and
Okay,
I do put on makeup.
okay.
I do put on makeup.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but what I
Mhm.
believe in is that, hey, this rain. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay,
Lady Raj, you are
so
loud and clear.
you can hear me. All right, great. So
Yes, please.
what I believe in is that if you are going to be with someone, then the person must know how you look. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
without makeup.
yeah.
Now, there's an issue here because there are some women who have now become so used to the makeup that they do not feel confident
Without
without
it,
it.
yeah.
Yes, they have become dependent on the makeup. They've become dependent on the shapewear. Let me put it out there that in my opinion, there's
Okay,
nothing wrong with wearing shapewear.
okay,
I mean,
okay, okay.
there's nothing in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with wearing a long weave
Hair.
on or
Yeah, yeah,
wig.
yeah,
If you have
yeah,
short hair, there's
yeah,
nothing wrong with wearing short weave on. If you have long hair, you feel like whatever.
yeah,
But the thing is that you shouldn't be dependent on it.
yeah,
It shouldn't
yeah.
become an idol. It shouldn't become um, the
Something that
reason
without it you
for you
can't
to believe you
sustain.
are beautiful or not.
Yeah,
All right, and you know that women are a bit more complex than men.
yeah.
Do you agree with me, my brother?
Yes, please. I do.
Women are complex beings, but I want to hear your opinion as a man on this particular matter. What do you think about the whole situation? Have you ever been in a position where you met a woman and she looked one way and you liked her because of maybe the way she looked, only for you to see her another time and then the story was different? Take us
Okay.
away.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I think I side with you when you say that definitely makeup, the idea for makeup or enhancing your beauty is not wrong. I mean, it is not far fetched. Everybody, in one way or another, enhances their beauty. Yet it is the extent to which we go to enhance the beauty. Now, people can do mild makeups. Mrs. Sewa, you will agree with me that there are times you can see certain ladies and then you say, wow, this makeup is beautiful. And then there are certain
Yeah,
times you
yeah,
see other ladies and say, whoa, this is too extreme. I mean, all of them have engage in some form of beauty enhancement, but it is the extremity to which they take the enhancement that makes it a problem, or makes it enter the realm of over packaging or deception. And with the topic at hand, okay, let me say that packaging is not necessarily a bad thing. Packaging is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, every human being,
Not necessarily.
yes, every human being at a point in time has had to package in one way or the other. The end goal to which you are packaging is what makes it deception. Therefore,
Correct.
good. The end result for your packaging is what will make it deception or otherwise. Because if we can go to the Bible, and then I just want to point out something in the Bible,
Preach it,
then
man of God.
we
Feel free
proceed.
and preach.
Okay. Please, I would want us to go to Genesis 41, verse 14 for now. Genesis 41, verse 14. And over the Bible, this was talking about the time that Joseph was in prison, that the butler had remembered his dream. Okay, so when Pharaoh had the dream, he remembered that indeed Joseph dreamt that he was going to be restored, but he had forgotten about him. So now that Pharaoh had dreamt and he needed interpretation, then he remembered there was Joseph. So verse 14 says that then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came in unto Pharaoh. Now, let us take note of something here. It says that what? They brought him out hastily. So, even though he was brought out hastily, he still had time to change his raiment and shave his beard. That means he still had
Yeah,
time to, as it were, package. Okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
over here, he wasn't packaging to go and deceive the friend. No, he was packaging to look presentable. Every profession in this world, every job, whatever, comes with some form of packaging. So the way a person dresses will let you know how to address the person. That is why when we see a police officer, based on how the person has packaged himself, we accord him with the necessary respect or otherwise. The
yeah.
the
Preaching good.
Good. The extreme nature comes here when you are packaging to mislead or deceive someone. Okay, that is when it becomes a problem. Because if, as a lady, okay, and to this shape enhances, and I'll be digressing and bringing issues of fitness in and all that, because I'm also a fitness enthusiast. So along the way, I'll be bringing
I know. That's why I
people
brought you.
in
Ladies and
to
gentlemen, I brought Edem in also because he's a fitness. I don't know what word to use. I'll not use freak, all right? But
okay.
he believes a lot in fitness and training and whatever. So I
Yeah,
mean, I know that there's an angle of this issue that can be handled in that um,
good, good.
direction. So that was one of the reasons I brought you. So go ahead.
Okay. Now, if people decide to engage in it, okay, you want them, I mean, first and foremost, deciding to engage in fitness, okay, presupposes that you have seen a need for it, or you have seen the benefit of it. Now, everybody here has their ideal shape they would want to have. They have the ideal figure they have in their mind. The difference here is that some people decide to work towards it, while others decide to let it come as a fluke, and then just for a day or two, and then they go back to default settings. All we are saying
So
here.
that's unfair, man of God. It's unfair to call it a fluke. Ah, what's
Oh,
that?
I mean, for example, if as a lady, I'm using this example advisedly. If as a lady, okay, you decide to use a corsage to let you a corset, sorry, to let you
Uh-huh.
enhance your butt, okay, for the purpose of stepping out. Okay, if it turns out that someone sees that and is attracted to you based on that, because obviously once someone sees you and there is some form of physical attraction, something about you has to attract the person. So if in that case it turns out that it's the corset that you are wearing, that the person doesn't know you are wearing a corset, all the person is seeing is a nice figure, and approaches you based on the figure the person is seeing. Okay, because men in naturally men are visual beings, so we are attracted by what we see. It is not our fault, it is our makeup. So if as a man I see that and then I approach you based on what I am seeing, it turns out that what for the purpose or the element of my attraction to you, that is physically, will be built on somewhat a lie, because what you are portraying to the world is not what is. Therefore, until
Okay, so
the,
let
Mhm.
me just quickly come in.
Yes, please.
I'm intro that there are lots of ladies here, so I know that they will understand. There are times where we all don't have the same figure, all right, and no matter what kind of training or whatever we do, we all cannot have the same figure. And also, am I lying? Can we all attain the same
Not
figure?
at all. No, but all I said
Exactly.
was that everybody has their ideal figure they would want to have. No, and the
Okay.
ideal figure is also different. So definitely.
Okay. So what there are times where for the ladies, if you can, you can raise your hand, or you can raise your hand, and then I'll make you a speaker. I want this to be quite interactive. So I if you can raise your hand, and then I'll call you to share your mind with me. But what I want to say now is that there are times where as women we dress up, all right, and depending on what you are wearing and where you are going, you especially depending on the type of dress you are wearing, it needs to look a certain way on you, and you might not have that particular figure. And there are certain dresses that look kind of perfect in a certain figure. So just to um, enhance some parts of your body, you put on a shapewear to, a little. Some of them can have silicone butts and silicone breasts and all that. But what I believe in when it comes to relationships and all that is that in order that the person that you are dating or going to get married to doesn't get deceived, the person should have seen you in your original state before, so that on your traditional wedding or whatever, or whenever you guys are going out, you put on the shapewear,
Mm.
and it's like the person doesn't know how you look originally. I think that one is where the
Yeah.
deception comes in. The
Yeah.
person should know how you look
Yeah.
as an individual.
Yeah.
So the motive, like you mentioned, is very important. If the motive is to make you look better or feel better, then it's fine. But if you are wearing it to deceive the person, like Edem likes women with um protruding behind, so you want to wear that particular shape where for Edem to get attracted to you, then he marries you and takes you home, and you take off the thing, and it's like his hopes have been dashed. Then you deceived the man of God. Man of God, continue, sir.
Okay. So as you have rightly said that, I mean, at the end of the day, okay, it is about, I mean, some of the pros, okay, of these beauty enhancers, as you have said that you get to look good. Okay, you get to also feel good, because sometimes by virtue of the compliments you receive, you feel good about yourself and how you look. But importantly also, it's the fact that it brings about some short-term satisfaction or gratification, can also be a good or a bad thing. It becomes good for the moment or for the temporal time that this enhancer or beauty enhancer is on you. Now, some of the disadvantages or the cons about this same thing is the fact that sometimes it can be costly to maintain. It can be very costly to maintain. And sometimes
Mm,
reputational damage can be done if you are found out, because if it turns out that you have built your whole figure or your whole appeal on a lie, okay, sometimes the reputational damage can be very serious. And then also the fact that some of the side effects of tampering with your physique artificially can be a problem. Now, now with this, I want to spend some time here, because you have people like Dr. Binfo, okay, who have decided to enter into this fashion and then
yeah.
physique. sculpturing, body
Yeah.
sculpturing industry. And guess what? Majority of people who patronize this man, okay, are women. Now, one of my lecturers, a friend, did a study, Dr. Smith, she had a study on it, that is the cosmetic industry and the surge in why women especially are rushing for these kind of surgeries, beauty enhancers and stuff. And then you realize that most of the time they are doing it to appeal to their partners or their significant others. The problem here is that what effort are the men also putting in to be appealing to the women? So
Thank
you
you
realize
very much.
right from the
Thank you
start,
so much. I was going to
right
go
from
there.
right from the start, there is some imbalance over here. The fact that most of these women are going through hectic times to look good for people who don't even care about their physique, yet they prioritize how you look, because sometimes it may be that they may be well to do, they are the breadwinners. So the women feel like if this is what the man needs to be able to provide for my needs, then why not? But meanwhile, we are all human, and if we are setting standards for women, then equally we should also live up to the same standards. That being said, the point that a lot of women also fall victim to this shows that sometimes some of these women have inferiority complexes, because you should be confident in how you look, albeit the fact that you can do better. Because when I post some of these fitness stuff and I say imagine how you looked 5 years ago versus
What
now.
had you? What
Some
had
of,
you?
some of the women attack me because they're like, hey, I shouldn't go there and stuff like that. But the point is that I am just addressing the point that in as much as we are all living, there is an ideal way we would want to be. Now, even in the same Bible, okay, I would want us to read a verse in First Timothy 4:8. Okay, I want us to read a verse there and then
Read it, sir. Read it. We need it.
now, First Timothy 4:8 says that for body exercise profiteth a little, but
A
godliness is profitable
little.
also a little. Now, the little here, okay, can be relative. The relativity here stems from the fact that if a rich man wants to give you something little, it could be 1 million,
Hmm,
he would see
that's
little.
true. That's
But
true.
coming from your point of view, it might be very much. The point
But
here,
little is little, sir. Little is little.
a rich man giving you $1 million might be little to him, but it can transform your whole life. Oh no, I just want to let us understand that there is some form of profit to body exercising.
Hmm.
There is some form, albeit little. That's why I said the little here is relative or is subjective, because you have athletes who have decided to engage or work out and then they are making millions from it. So even though body exercise profited a little, guess what? It has made them who they are today. We know Usain Bolt by not because he is an intellectual, but because he is an athlete who has developed his physique or his physical abilities to gold standards. Okay, all I'm saying here is that nothing beats um body exercise, or as it were, ensuring that you work out to attain the physique you want. Everybody packages in one way or the other. We have all packaged in one way or the other, and the package here can be a good thing if, okay, we are only enhancing how we are looking temporarily, or that is how we look, but we are only enhancing our look. Once it stems into the realm of misleading, that is where it becomes a problem. There was a news article about a year or two ago where a man married a woman with makeup, and then he said on their wedding night, when she took off the makeup, he couldn't recognize her. And once he couldn't recognize her, he was calling for divorce, because he said, this is not the woman I fell in love with. And that means that this is not
Hey,
the woman I want to live the rest of my life with. So over here, even though she has packaged with the intent of deceiving, because either way, couples live together. When they are stepping out, they package, but yet they still stay with each other because they know that this package that they are packaging is just to enhance how they are looking, not to go and mislead anybody. So, in the same way, if you were the lady here that you have packaged and packaged and packaged into marriage, and now this same packaging you have deceived the person and he has divorced you, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Is it the man's fault? It's the woman's fault. Because in a situation like that, someone will say, but as a man, how is it that you haven't seen the woman in her natural state before to know that
Exactly my
this
question.
is the woman. Yes. How is it that
Exactly
he
my
feels good?
question.
Good. But if he also decides to be a God fearing man and decides to stick to it, not to engage in any other, so we meet outside, we talk, we will do whatever, and then you, the lady. So that's why I said sometimes it boils down to an inferiority complex deep in the people, because sometimes growing up, people may not have given them encouraging words. So, "Uhun yefe, uhun time," that,
Yeah,
so
we
some
say
of
we
these
get
words people have heard over time have formed some form of misconception in their mind. And because of this, they grow up being overly reliant on makeups or packaging assets to be able to feel good about themselves. But the point is that everybody, once God made everything, He said it is beautiful. So that means that we are all beautiful in our own way. Enhancing or deciding to upgrade on it shouldn't come at a cost, or it shouldn't come with a price so great that it makes us lose our relationships. It makes us lose money. Some people have even lost their lives in a bit of wanting to do surgeries to enhance their bodies and stuff like that. All we are saying here is that however you look, okay, the ideal physique you would want, there is a way to go about it naturally that won't bring about any side effect. Because I say that fitness is a way of enhancing your physique, and the side effect is looking good. That one of the side effects, because nothing, because
Please
everybody
come
here,
again with that. Come again with that, sir.
I'm saying that fitness is a lifestyle of being healthy that has a side effect of looking good. Because almost everybody here, especially the women, can attest to the fact that years ago you were in a certain physique of your life that you were like, wow, this is it. Years down the line, this is you. But sometimes you look back. So sometimes I say that when I post some of these um motivational stuff and tummy stuff and all, some of the women come for me because some of them admit to me that years ago, if they knew they would be where they are today, they wouldn't have believed it. But the point is that it is not too late. We can all have the ideal physique we would want to have, because, as it were, physical attraction plays a role, albeit not too great a role in courtship and dating. But ultimately, once you see a person, the beauty behold lies in your eyes. So then, once we are saying that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, the beauty we are talking about here may not necessarily be intellectual beauty, it may not be spiritual beauty, but the fact that we are talking about physical beauty or physical attraction, it should not be the basis on which we form relationships. Yet it is not something we can take away. So whatever it is, there is a way that once we package, we can do that in a right way that will enhance our looks and not with the intention of deception.
Okay, I get you, sir. All right, now we're talking about the body. What about the face? You see, some people put on makeup
Okay.
sometimes to cover scars,
Okay.
sometimes to, sometimes acne have taken over their face,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
they apply the makeup to conceal it
Mm-hmm.
because of what people will say, to dampen their spirits and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
what about that? What
Good.
about your face? What
That
exercise can I do to make my face look good?
oh not no exercise can make the. That's what I'm saying. That sometimes, okay, it comes from what we have heard over time. Okay, the number one stakeholder in your life is you. So the words you say to yourself to affirm or reaffirm or reassert, because Bible says when God made all things, He said He was pleased. So this is His beloved creation in whom He is well pleased. So for things like that, you just need words of affirmation to let you know that you are bold, you are beautiful, you can do it. As I said, sometimes by virtue of the type of socialization people may have had or an experience they may have had, it makes people call in their shell and not want to be expressive or not feel confident in their own looks. But we should remember that our mortal bodies will fade. Okay, our mortal bodies will fade, and as such, it is not the only reason for which we should base our existence. There are people who have made careers from their face, i.e., models, beauty pageants, and all. That one is well and good because that is the career they have chosen, and as such, they are going about the rudiments or the elements or the principles or the foundations that goes along with the career they have chosen. And I don't think all other things being equal. If you are in the labor ward or you are in the courtroom, you care about the looks of your lawyer or your doctor, respectively, because you are looking at
Not at
their
all.
ability to get the job done. Good. So in this, so that's why I'm saying that everything, be it physical, look, fine, whatever, they have their place. The point is that at every point in time, or at one point or the other, they would come to bear. Therefore, you should be able to know that you have the right balance. Something like facial look, you can only enhance it to a certain level. That's why I said in the beginning that there are people you may have seen who have done some makeup that you'd say, wow, this is beautiful. And there are others too that may have gone to the extreme. All of them, from their point of view, think they are trying to enhance their beauty, but one comes off as better than the other, even though they might all feel different about it. Probably they will all feel confident about how they are looking. But the point here is that enhancing beauty is not wrong at all. But the extent to which you go to want to mislead the people or the person you have in mind is where it becomes a problem.
Okay. All right. So good evening to everyone once again. And this evening we are talking about packaging versus deception on the dialogue with Lady Raj. One thing I have realized is that society has a definition of beauty, especially when it comes to women.
Yeah, yeah,
We have a picture perfect, figure, a picture perfect, whatever that they think that a beautiful woman should look this
yeah.
way, and so people feel pressured to do all they can to look that way. But I yesterday I posted something on social media and I said do it for you
Mm-hmm.
because and it was in relation to this particular subject
Okay.
that for especially for a lot of us ladies, our reason for enhancing our look is not necessarily because we want to feel good about ourselves. It is mostly because of other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because of a boyfriend or a crush or your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look that way to please somebody. You want to look that way to please society, to fit into a certain picture of how a woman or a lady is supposed to look like. But I have learned that if you do that, then you will become a shadow of yourself.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah.
lose yourself. You will lose your self esteem. You will lose your self respect. And so it will make it easy for people to also disrespect you or look down
Eventually, you
upon
might
you.
even lose the relationship or the person for which you are
You
trying
might
to.
even lose the relationship because sometimes even the way the person wants you to look is not even how you don't like it, but
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
only doing
Yeah.
it to please the
To
person.
please the
And
person.
there's
Yes.
only so much that you can do. There's only you can only pretend for so long, for a while.
Yeah.
You cannot do it forever. And sometimes too it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
makeup and these
Body
things are not
enhancement will take
always yeah, pardon me.
I said the body enhancement sometimes they are very, very costly.
Yes. And especially for those that involve surgeries and all. I'm not saying don't do it. You can do it. But what is the reason for you're doing it? Why are you doing it? Is
Yeah.
it because you are
Yeah. And then
competing
some
with
women also even
somebody?
lose their life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you competing with somebody? Are you trying to please somebody? What is your reason for doing it? The makeup that you're putting on, is it because you feel that somebody, I don't know, will
Will
view
have to
you
like
as more
for
beautiful
something.
when you
No.
apply it, or it's because you are going for an occasion and you just want to look, extra or feel extra? That is good. But if it is because of the way somebody thinks, then I think that you are beginning to make a mistake there.
Yeah.
Um, God, God, it comes in two forms. One, God cares the way we look, and
Mm-hmm.
two, God doesn't care the way we look.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first thing is that God he looks at when Samuel was going to choose a king, when God sent Samuel to go and anoint a king, and he went and he was looking at stature and all that. God told him that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart,
Yeah.
because Samuel was looking for someone who was well built, like Jeremiah or Edem. He said that this person looks like a king,
Mm-hmm.
but God was looking at something entirely. And the second reason I'm saying that God does care the way we look is that the scriptures tell us to be modest in our dressing and
Mm-hmm.
all that. So it's in two
Mm-hmm.
dimensions.
Yeah.
But whenever you do something as a Christian, the first thing is, does it please God? Are
Mm-hmm.
you dressing, and especially for us ladies, are you dressing? There's a way you can dress and you can look attractive without
Yeah.
being a distraction.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And there's a way that you dress and then you are just a distraction. So we are at a seminar or whatever, a meeting. A lady walks in and every head
It,
turns to look at her because she looks so beautiful and
mm-hmm.
everything is on point, and then everybody just turns their eyes away. Then another person walks in and she has become a distraction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are two different
Yeah.
things. And so I think that we should find the
The
balance
balance. Yeah. Exactly.
between the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find the balance between the two. The Like I said in the beginning, I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing body enhancers and makeup and all that. I don't see anything wrong with it. But what is your reason for doing it? And is it causing you to break your back? Is it your bank? Are you spending more money than you should on these things? Then maybe you need to reconsider. Okay,
Yeah.
so people, you can raise your hand if you have a comment or there's something you'd like to share with us, an experience or something. Okay, so let me read a few things from the chat box. Ejubi says some also do it to feel confident. Yes, I agree with you, sister. A lot of people are dealing with so low self-esteem. And Ejubi says one thing that I've actually learned is that these things that we are wearing to build our confidence can be the very reason for our low self-esteem.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They can
Very
be the
true.
very reason for your low self-esteem, in the sense that now it gets to a point where when you don't wear it, you don't feel beautiful.
Confident. Yeah.
And then it means that it has become an idol to you.
Yeah.
So yes, as much as you wear it to feel confident, make sure that that thing that you are wearing to feel confident doesn't now rob you of your confidence entirely. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. What? Let me read. Somebody also sent a message directly to me. My dear, why do you always send your messages directly? One day I'll mention your name. She
Mm.
says, at the root of some of these issues is self-esteem and no
Yeah.
self-confidence. Yes. And it's worse now because the world around us is painting a picture of perfection. Perfect figure, perfect look, perfect life. I agree with you completely on that.
But you
So,
see,
Edem,
most
now
of
let's get.
okay.
Mhm.
Oh, please, please finish the statement.
Okay, so I was going to say, let's get into the fitness part.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So as I said,
I know that the exercises to butt lift, exercises to, even um, increase your hip size and all that.
yeah.
But in my mind, honestly, is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it?
As I
There are exercises to flatten your tummy and all that.
good.
But you, okay, go on.
Good. As I said earlier, okay, that Fitness is a lifestyle. Okay, it is a lifestyle whereby you get to be healthier, and a side effect is you also get to look good and feel good about your own self. Now, when it comes to the fitness aspect of packaging or whatever, everybody in a gym has their need or has their priority. Just like how if you are in a hospital, not everybody is there with the same condition, and not everybody is there looking for the same medicine or the same solution. That is how, in the same way, when you want to work out or you want to exercise or you want to be in the gym, everybody has their priorities. Most of the time, for women, is mostly with lower back and flat tummies. That's where most women focus on most of the time. And then with guys, it's about either if you are big, you want to lose weight, or if you are small, you want to bulk up, build weight, and stuff like that. Ultimately, it's about feeling good. The deception becomes when you feel like without it you can't exist. No, first and foremost, you need to love yourself. Any individual, you need to love yourself. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to feel confident in yourself. Now, if it turns out that, as we said earlier, some people may have low self-esteem or some form of inferiority complex, or they feel they are not good enough, they are not beautiful enough, and want to use these enhancers. Some of these enhancers are costly, as we have said. Some might even tamper with your physique permanently. You can even lose your life, as compared to a whole different process whereby you can work out, you can decide to exercise. And now, in doing this, and even people who exercise, you can even prolong your lifespan. Okay, you then begin to check your diet, you begin to check your routine, your daily routine. And one thing also it does is it gives you discipline. It improves your discipline personally, because once you are able to adhere or stick to workout routines and times, there is nothing that if you decide to prioritize, you can't do. So I repeat again,
Mm.
it is a lifestyle where you get to be healthy, and one of the side effects is that you get to look good, which is not a very bad side effect to have at all.
Okay, thank you, Edem. All right, Favor, you're a speaker now. You can share your thoughts with us.
All right, thank you. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, Favor, I can hear you.
Please, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Edem. I'm really enjoying the conversation. I think that, to me personally, packaging is there's really nothing wrong with it, because even combing your hair, applying pomade,
Yeah,
I mean, just the very basic things you do when you are dressing up, it's all part of packaging.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think there's nothing wrong with it, but only to an extent where it doesn't affect your self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
or to an extent where now you cannot do without it,
Without it, yeah, yeah,
or only to an extent where now if it's not there, you don't feel okay about yourself. Then that
yeah.
is where the problem comes in.
True.
But then, of course, you would want to look good, because when you look good, you feel good about yourself. So you
Yeah,
package
that's
yourself in
true.
a way. I mean, even the just lip shine alone is all part of packaging.
Eh,
So yes, even just lip shine, very subtle makeup is all part of you trying to, I mean, appear well and all. But the question we
Dress
should all
codes,
be
even
asking
dress codes, even
ourselves,
dress codes in church are all packaging. Dress code now,
yes,
package.
yes, yes, dress
Edem.
codes. I mean, when we are going on stage, I mean, the choir wants us to look a particular way for this particular song. It's all part of packaging. But then the question we should be asking ourselves, especially as ladies, is whether or not this particular thing I'm doing, um, it's because I don't feel okay about myself, and so I'm trying to hide something, or project an image of myself that is not the reality, you know. So, and now it's even making it a bit difficult, because the pictures we see around, I mean, when you go online, or
Charlie,
people
Charlie.
would post their pictures, you have this perfect figure, the waist is so tiny, and then the bust is some way, the hip is some way, the legs are some way, and all of that. And um, aside the makeup too, when we take pictures, now you have an option of making yourself look the way even you are not. So if there's a blemish on your face, we can fade it. We can fade the blemish away completely. We
Mhm.
can make
Mhm.
we can make your breast look the way it is not. We
Mm-hmm.
can make your butt look the way it is not. But if you are not careful, I mean, from all that we are seeing, you would be trying to create an image of yourself that is not, if you are not careful, because you are seeing people's pictures, even your own pictures. And I have a personal story. It's funny anyway. I went to take pictures somewhere,
Share it
and
with
then
us.
and then
Fair
the
cry.
guy was editing. He was editing the pictures. I was sitting down waiting for him. So when he was done, I mean, he asked me to come and look at the pictures on his laptop. And when I saw the pictures, I was like, ah, no, this guy had given me a big bottle,
Hey.
like
Hey,
giving me myself. Um,
hey.
it was funny when I saw it. I said, "Is that my bottles?" No, I don't have that much bottle. I said, no, that's not how my bottles looks like. Even my friends, when they see it, they'll know that no, this is not how female bottles is. So I beg you, he said, oh, but when the girls come, like they want you to give them a
Hey.
hip and all
Those
of that. I
ones,
said, no,
those
no,
ones
no.
are for
I mean,
online
there's a
online dating
one year.
people.
Instagram slay queens.
I said, now you have done it too much, so I can have my pictures, your pictures are always so well edited after some time. You yourself know that you don't look the way those pictures are because there's a perfection. You see your friends or people you don't even know, and they look so fine, they look a particular figure, and then you always want to appear like that. And then if you are not careful, it will start affecting your self image. I mean, you want to exercise. Exercise is good and all of that. But if you are not careful, your self esteem will be eroded with that. So, yes, of course, package and look nice, but not to an extent where now you can't do without it. Or if it's
Don't
not
lose
there, then
yourself in the
yes,
process.
yes, you feel less of yourself. And then lastly, when it comes to the deception part, I feel that especially from from the question you asked Edem from the beginning. Personally, if I'm dating someone or I'm getting married to somebody, the person I'm marrying is my friend or will be my friend. I don't think he would he would have an image in his mind of what I am not. So I would want to be free around the person to understand that I can tell him, oh, this particular dress, like I'm wearing a, a hip pad just so,
I
I
agree
mean,
with you.
yeah,
I mean, you should be
I
open.
should be free. Yes, I should be free enough around my beloved to let him know that this I'm wearing a bra that is a bit padded because this particular dress I'm wearing, I mean, it needs a bit of a padded dress to look nicely. I wouldn't want him, and then I will also not be appearing in that all the time. I mean, if you are appearing in a hip pad all the time, a heavily padded bra
Okay.
or heavy makeup all the time to the extent that he doesn't know how you look without them, then you are doing yourself a disservice. Because later on, when he finds out that this is not how you look, he may be
Yeah.
disappointed because that may be what
Mm.
attracted him to you. So, of course, be yourself and you should be free around whoever you are dating to let him know that, oh, like, I mean, once in a while, hey, I can even jokingly tell you that, hey, this dress is a hip pad I'm wearing. Oh, so, like, to freely discuss some of these things with the person so that you don't disappoint yourself and disappoint the other person. So, yeah,
You
that's
see,
the little I want to
yeah, you
contribute.
see, you've made
Thank you.
you've made a very
Wow.
important
Thank you so
point.
much, Favor.
Please,
Thank
can
you
I chip
too.
something in? You've made a very
Sure, sure.
important
Go
point
on.
that you have made the person. The fact is that you have made the person aware of how you are enhancing yourself. Therefore, there is no room for deception here, because the person for whom you are dressing or for who you want to look good is aware of what you are doing. But then it becomes deception, as you said, if the person has no idea, and then now you make it the bane or the sole purpose for your outing or your stepping out so much that it becomes synonymous with you. So then, out externally we know you differently, meanwhile internally you are different. So once the two are not consistent or are conflicting, then it becomes a problem going forward.
Are
Yeah,
you
I
done? Are you
agree.
done, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I mean, I like the points that I cannot stress the part about um self-esteem enough. I can't stress it enough because it can get to a point where you you have become an entirely different person from who you really are. And sometimes it's not even because you are not beautiful. You are beautiful, but you've worn that particular thing or you've put on makeup so much so that now if you don't wear it, you don't. And you know the truth of the matter is that if you constantly wear makeup, if you wear makeup all the time, when you don't wear it, you look strange to people. That's the truth of the matter. So what I recommend is that for us ladies, and I cannot tell you what to do anyway, but I think that makeup should be done or should be one
In
on
moderation.
occasion. Yes, one, in moderation, and two, on occasion, like occasionally. I mean, you have an event or something, yeah, you put it on or something. Otherwise, you look the same all the time, and one day you are not wearing it, and everybody's looking at you funny. And Edem, what do you think? But on a personal level, though, what do you are you a man who loves women with a lot of makeup?
Not a lot. The point is, if you are beautiful, you are beautiful. And most of the time, ladies who are very beautiful, makeup actually brings their true beauty down. So most of the time, if a lady is very beautiful without makeup, she is actually very beautiful. And my advice here to the guys also is the fact that if we are also going to set standards for women, we should also adhere to the standards. We shouldn't expect them to meet a certain standard for us, whilst we wallow or we live lax and not hold ourselves to any
God bless you,
accountability.
man of God.
Not at all. If we are being consistent, then let us be fair to each other. You say she should do this, you also do your part, or do what she also wants, so that at the end of the day, everybody is happy with each other.
Okay, let me read a comment. Okay, so she says, haven't followed especially Korean culture for a while. These beauty standards have been one of the leading causes of suicide in the country among the youth. There are women over there who eat 1 minute and forcefully vomit it out just so they do not add on weight. It's a pity. Actually, that thing is a disorder.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
now, yes, it's now myrfinating. It's now a known mental disorder. Ejubi, if you can help me with the name, I'll be very happy. It's a mental disorder where people do not eat because they don't want to gain weight. Uh-huh. So I believe, like we've all said tonight, it all depends on us and us doing it
Very,
for us
very important.
ourselves. Let's not try to please everyone because we can't. Even Jesus couldn't. Let's not lean entirely on these enhancements up to the point where we cannot live without them. Esther was even enhanced before going before the king as well. So there is a place and time for it. Let's not be dependent on it at all times. Thank you so much. I mean, this is just apt, and I agree with you. Okay, so let me read something from the comment section. Kobe Kumi says, "What of people who have insecurities with their natural faces and seek to enhance it with makeup. Yes, I said it. That's why I said that it's fine to do makeup. But Kobe, for instance, if you met a lady today and you got attracted to the person based on how the person looked, I think that when you get to know the person, she should take off the makeup at least once. There should be at least one occasion where you should have seen her without makeup for you to make your final decision. And that is not to say that your decision should be based on how the person looks. No. But whoever is going to choose you must choose you for who you are and not who you are not. So by all means, put on the makeup. You can put it on. It can be very light. There are people who, for the ladies, we know what concealer is. A concealer is most like it's part of the cosmetics, but it is used to actually cover blemishes on our faces. So there are people who always put on concealer, and it's because of maybe acne or scars or whatnot that's on their faces, and that's fine. But what I am saying is that, especially when it comes to the issue of relationship and marriage, whoever you are going to be with should know how you look
behind the
naturally
scenes and not just on
behind the
camera.
scenes.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. And if the person cannot accept you for who you are, it's okay. Somebody else will. It will be painful, but it is better for you to let the person know the real you and how you look before you get married than to get married and the person will now begin to treat you anyhow because they feel like you deceived them into marrying them.
very true. Very,
So
very, very
that's
true.
it. That's what I'll say about Kobe's comment. And Jeremiah also says that body shaming has become a culture. Yes, and that is why now people do the things that they do because, like Favor said, we society has a picture perfect figure for a woman, and if you don't look that way, they say that African women are heavily endowed. So if you are not endowed in that way, let's just say you are not among cra. All right. I'm Sarah Pentain. I'm seeing Sarah Pentain says, let us all try to stop body shaming people because people are dealing with stuff, yes, that they struggle to share. Some may even have unknown health issues. Package well when needed and necessary. Let's not overdo things. So please, if you are here and you are in the habit of body shaming people, please stop it. Somebody has a big tummy. You don't know what is going on with them. Maybe maybe there's a fibroid in there that maybe they don't even know themselves. Maybe there's a cyst in there that maybe they don't know themselves, or maybe they even know. But you are there, saying what I mean, unpleasant things to the people. Let's be very careful. And somebody can just commit suicide because of this. What else did I see? Yeah, Sarah also said, I had a friend who used makeup every day to the point that she couldn't even show me her real face. Hey, and she wasn't her friend, your friend. She couldn't show me her real face when I visited her. She literally had to cover her face and rush to the washroom to put on makeup before I was allowed to see her. People are dealing with a lot, man. Yes. And this person is somebody who is obviously struggling with low self esteem issues. So, Sarah,
Mm.
if the person is still close to you, I suggest that you find a good time to chat with them and, just find a way to tell them that I think that you are beautiful the way you are. I don't think that you need to cover your face all the time. Excuse me, my baby is coughing. You don't need to cover your face all the time and all that. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Edem, any closing remarks?
Oh, all I would want to say is that packaging a bad thing. Packaging has never been a bad thing and it will never be a bad thing. So long as, first of all, it is done in moderation and it doesn't lead us to go through costly procedures, spend so much money just to look good or feel good. No, we are beautiful the way we are. Enhancing it is not a problem, but do not take it to extremes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Edem. So I'll give us a few minutes. If you have something to say, a question or a comment, you can just um, raise your hand in the comment section, and then I will just call you out. Just in the next few minutes. Sami Mensa, I see you have something to say, so I'm making you a speaker. Sami Mensa, yeah, I've sent you an invitation. Good. So please share your thoughts with us.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. And what I'll say is that people are going through a lot in this life already. Okay, I have this funny thing I say to people whenever they try to mention something about looks to another person. That can you tell me one person who has died just because he didn't have six packs, or a lady who has died or has fallen ill because she didn't have a certain shape of breast or something? They are, to me, they are not so necessary. They are not necessary. It's just for the gram. So we
It's
shouldn't kill
vanity upon
ourselves over
vanity.
something. Exactly. We know we are self fed. So we shouldn't kill ourselves over some of these things. It's nice to have them, but if you don't have them, you shouldn't. It shouldn't be so much of a bother to the extent that it should take someone into depression or something. So it's nice to have them. Let us accept them. But if someone doesn't want it, if someone doesn't have it, let us keep it. So, ladies, please don't let someone give you pressure to do what you don't want to do. If you want to do it because you want to do it for yourself. And to our guys, to bra, Oshana Jem no mother please, no one has forced you. Okay,
Don't come and
just do
die,
what can
please.
help you. Yeah, you can't come and die because someone's tummy is divided into some pieces and you also want some.
Sammy, now you are
so
beginning to
so
shade. You are beginning to shade now.
oh, I'm only speaking the truth, I'm a man on
Hmm.
a mission. So yeah, so that's about it. So let's not force these things onto our necks and then put people into situations that they wouldn't love to be in. If you have it, nice. If you want it, go for it. But if you don't want it, let no one give you pressure.
Thank
That's my
you.
little
Thank you
take on this.
so much. Thank you so much. Um, hello. Can sit down, Kwa. I'm making a speaker so you can speak.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Frank.
Hello.
I've just relaxed, enjoying what is going on, and I really appreciate you guys for your contributions. Today has been my first time of being with you guys, and fantastic contributions from all of you,
Thank you
especially
so
Edem,
much.
Sami, and the rest. But my little contribution that I would like to add is I don't know what we are competing for. I don't know what we are competing for. Sometimes we look up to people unnecessarily and then do things that does not even match the people we are looking up to. I mean, I
Hmm.
believe you have to be your normal self. See, sometimes we men, we appreciate women who do makeups in moderation than those with those long eyelashes and those caricature things. Women to do it in moderation, it
Especially on their
attracts
birthdays.
people.
Especially on their birthdays.
Thank you. It attracts people. And they are like, this girl is beautiful. They want to do it excessively. People are like, which girl is this? And you see, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to choosing a partner, men normally consider those things. But how can a lady be dressed like this? I mean, Miss Ava, when you do excessive makeup and you follow me somewhere, sometimes I feel shy. I'm like, why are you dressed like this? You're already beautiful. So something small, some small touch up can get you going. But some people on their birthday now it has turned a fashion that when it's your birthday, you have to go and do a photo shoot and take and
Yes,
then do
so
go and hire makeup artists. I don't know how they call them to sit down and decorate their faces. I'm like, come on, what is this? I don't know who they look up to. I don't know where they are copying that culture from with the long nails and all that. So I'll plead with the ladies that whatever it is. I mean, do it in moderation. Let us know who you truly are. Don't let makeup show us who you are. We want to see who you
Yeah,
truly are.
so
You see,
hmm,
that's
hmm.
my small contribution for you guys.
Thank you so much, Frank. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I think that we've already said a lot tonight, but I think the most important thing for me is the self-worth and self-esteem and self-confidence. That's the most important thing for me. Do not let um Frank, kindly mute yourself. Thank you. He's very good. Do not let the way somebody else looks. Don't compete with anyone. All right, especially for our ladies. Please, you are not in competition with anybody. Um, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. In the eyes of God, you are beautiful. Be content with the way God created you. Yes, once in a while you might want to look a particular way for a particular occasion, and that is fine. But you shouldn't become an addict. Otherwise, it becomes an idol to you, and you know that God is against idolatry. So please, that is it for me. I think that we've had a good discussion tonight, and I hope that we've learned a lot. I always say that this program is not for entertainment, but it's for all of us to learn. And let me say that if you have an issue with self confidence or self esteem, please speak to somebody. Speak to a psychologist. If you think you don't want to speak to a psychologist, at least speak to a friend about it, and it will help take the burden off a little. And I saw Favor put something in the comment section that we should pay people compliments often. All right, not lying, not flattery. Obi, I mean, Shataria or something. Now the person looks good. Mesh, oh wow, you look beautiful. Wow, you look good in that dress. Oh wow, this thing fits you. I mean, give people compliments, because, like we already know, a lot of people are dealing with self-esteem issues, and one of the things that helps is paying compliments. So I think that on that note, I mean, there isn't much to say. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add, but I think that's pretty much it. Um, God loves us just the way we are. And so no human being must pressure you into becoming what you are not. Thank you so much for joining tonight. This has been the dialogue with Lady Raj. Edem, thank you so much for joining tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lady Raj, and then you will get a lot more there. Thank you so much. And so, see you again, same time next week. Bye bye.